What's up, guys? I think I owe you kind of like an update video on just this channel because I really don't upload that much, and I've kind of been working on the V8 project, but I just want to give you guys like just a general update on like literally everything on my cars. A lot has changed and we're working on a lot of stuff. I'm just going to try to update you guys in the beginning of this video because, as the title reads, I will be introducing this new project onto my channel and we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with it. But first, I think I'll just start off with the V8 project. So I do have one more video that I do want to upload on the V8 project, and I think it was just test fitting the engine with the new engine arms, which everything checked out great, and I'll upload that video maybe sometime next week. I just haven't had the time to actually edit it. So I got all that stuff resolved with like the engine arms and stuff. And then what ended up happening with this engine, a piece of like the bottom block of the M62 actually broke. And I don't know if you guys can see it right there, but there's a giant piece missing right about right there. And I think the reason it broke is because I had this engine on an engine stand for like a very long time, and I think it just cracked. And then when I put the transmission on and I took it off to do the new test fit of the engine arms, I think that's when it broke off. So it's probably fixable. I could get somebody to weld it on there, but it's honestly not worth it. There's like so many problems with this engine that I realized when I took off like the valve covers and stuff that it's not even worth fixing. So I think I'm either going to end up buying a 740i with an M62 B44, and I'm just going to pull everything out and then put it into this car. So that's kind of like the reason why I stopped working with the V8 project, but we're gonna get back to working on it soon. No really worries about that. But also there is gonna be like some changes. There is gonna be some changes like going on with my garage. As you guys see, like in my previous videos, there's like a huge mess in this garage, and it's kind of just cramped up. Like I got a transmission right there, I got the Jet-Track 420 for the M62 right there. So I have like a lot of stuff in this garage right here. So my dad and I are actually building a new shed, and this is kind of just what we've been working on. So that's why I don't really work on the V8 project, because all this stuff is in there and there's just like a lot of stuff in the way inside of the garage. So I don't really want to touch the V8 right now, so we're going to be working on the other E30. But anyway, this is the new shed that we're building, and this is pretty much going to be all for tools. So the garage is going to be very empty, and there's going to be like a lot of changes. I'm going to take off the tile from the, I think it's pretty unsafe to like use jack stands and just let alone just work on any like kind of mechanical stuff in here, because the floor is so slippery. So anytime there's like oil or water, it's like very slippery, and it's very easy to fall. So there's going to be like a lot of changes to the garage, and there should be a lot more space, and I should be able to work on the V8 very freely, and it's going to be very comfortable to work on. Everything's kind of just like crammed up, and I always have to take out the E30 outside. So it's going to be really cool having this shed. So it's pretty much almost done. So like all the framing is done and everything. Today we're going to be doing like the roofing. So I don't really have that much time to actually work on my projects. This kind of just takes up a little bit more time, so I've kind of just been focused on that. But that's like a little update as far as like the E30 V8 goes. You know, I'm still obviously gonna finish this project, but it's probably gonna take a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's okay. I'm just gonna take my time with it and just make sure that everything, you know, goes perfect and we finish this swap and everything runs like really smooth. So we'll get back to this eventually at some point. But anyways, today I really wanted to introduce to you guys my new project. This is my 1987 325 E30 two-door. I think it's honestly a really nice base for a project. It's very stock. I bought it from I believe the original owner. I have a lot of records that go back to very old dates, so I'm assuming I bought it from the original owner. It's a really nice car, and I'll show you guys it a little bit more in depth. That E92 right there is actually mine. That's a 2008 328. I pretty much just bought that one just to sell. I bought it for the low. Fixed it up, did a lot of stuff to it, like valve cover replacement, a full brand new valve cover, ignition coil, spark plugs, fuel sending unit. There's a lot of stuff that's been done to that car, and it's almost ready to go for sale. It has red interior, and it's really cool. But that car, I just bought it to sell. I did already sell my E90. I took off the airlift suspension. I do still have the BBS wheels. I did sell the air, so if you guys are interested in buying the BBS wheels, they are up for sale. $2,500, and it comes with an extra set of lips, and it still comes with tires and stuff. So if you guys want to purchase them, hit me up. I'm only doing local pickup as of now because yeah, it's kind of expensive to ship out wheels and stuff, so I don't really want to mess around with shipping. But other than that, that's pretty much a little full update on everything. I think we can just jump right into the E30. So a little backstory on this: I bought this back out in September. I might have talked about it a little bit in one of my previous videos, but today I want to show you guys like the car in like full depth and stuff, and just kind of go into it and as to what my plans are with it. So this is a 1987 325 two-door E30 bronzite beige metallic. Honestly, I think it's a really nice color. I've always wanted to bronze it. I think you can make it look really good with some like nice polished wheels. I did get some wheels for it, so we're going to be also test fitting them in this video. It doesn't have any suspension right now, so it's kind of pointless to kind of do a test fit, but I just want to see where I'm at as far as like spacers and just like clearance from like the struts and stuff. So we're gonna be doing a test fit and everything. But as far as like the little backstory on this car, I got this back out in September. I bought this out like in the desert. It was sitting for about maybe 2 years or a year or so, and I think I bought it from the original owner. This car was inherited by, I think, his grandson or something like that, and then I ended up meeting up with the guy. I did end up buying this for 800 bucks. Running and driving, actually, it was sitting for about 2 years. We did a jump start on it and just sprayed some starter fluid, and I was able to get it running that same night, and I actually drove it an hour home. So I was pretty confident that they did a lot of maintenance to this car before this car was actually parked. But it runs amazing right now. I've only done just the basic side of maintenance things right now, just like a oil change, air filter, spark plugs, and that's honestly just about it. I'm about to do the timing belt, water pump, thermostat. I also did a coolant flush to it already, but I'm going to do a second one just to flush it out 100% once I do the timing belt kit, because the timing belt is very critical on the E model E30s. This is a 325, so it has a 2.7 inline 6 motor, so it's very critical that you do the timing belt. I think if it snaps, you can damage like the valves and stuff, so we're going to be doing that as some preventative maintenance, and then we'll jump into like the modifications. But as of now, the car runs really good. I've been driving it for like maybe the past 2 months or so, and I think I really like this car, and it's a really nice base, you know, to start a new build. So as far as like my plans go with this car, I'm probably gonna end up like just bagging it, just do something very similar to my E90, bags, wheels, probably Euro bumpers all around, and then end up just respraying the car and just keep it as original as possible, and just do a lot of stuff in the interior to just get it back up to speed. There is like ripped seats and stuff, cracked dash. I want to get all that stuff fixed and just make it look really good. Unfortunately, this car is an automatic, but there's no worries about that because I do have a 5-speed swap laying around. I actually picked this up about 5 months ago or so, I've been kind of just hoarding these parts. But this was originally going to be for my E30 Vert, which is not here at the moment. It's actually in storage, so I just want to have that in storage while, you know, the rain is here. The top isn't fully sealed on that car, so I don't want it to rain on it, and then just to take extra care of it since it has very low miles. I was going to use this transmission for that Vert, but I think I'm just going to keep the Vert as original as possible since, you know, it has very low mileage and it only makes sense to, you know, keep it original. But this is going to be going on the bronzite, which is right there, and we're gonna be doing a full 5-speed swap on it. I have a full resale kit for this transmission as well, so we're gonna be doing a lot of maintenance. The only thing that I am missing at this moment right now is just gonna be the flywheel and clutch setup, so I'm gonna be buying that brand new just to refresh everything when I do the 5-speed swap and just do it right the first time. That way we don't run into any issues, and just doing maintenance after the transmission is inside the car. So I did pick up the drive shaft. I actually got this for about $130. So this is the early model drive shaft here. It's split into pieces. I really hope that the guy marked it. I told him to, but if we didn't, we're just gonna have to get it balanced by a drive shaft shop. But I almost have pretty much, I think, everything to complete the 5-speed manual swap on the E30. So we're going to be doing that sometime next year once we do the timing belt, install the air suspension, and get the new wheels and all the fitment dialed in and stuff. So that's just some other stuff for the future, but I'm really stoked about getting the 5-speed swap done onto this car, because if you guys own an E30, you guys know how boring it is to drive it in automatic. I feel like it's just not fast enough. I mean, I know E30s are not really that fast, but they do have a little bit of power just with the manual transmission, because automatic transmissions are 4-speed, so you lose a lot of that like low end power and stuff. But I think I have the pedals somewhere here. I'm not really sure. I think pedals are right there. So I have literally almost everything to complete the manual swap on this E30, but I just want to make sure that all the maintenance is knocked out before we jump into like doing any kind of modification. So here's a little walk around of the car. It's pretty clean. I don't really see, I mean, there's like very small dents on the side and stuff, but I mean, obviously once we repaint the car, you know, obviously we're gonna get all that stuff taken care of, but like there's like no major damage to like the body at all. There's just like very small dings on the side of the quarter panels. I think some on the doors, but not too bad. This fender has about like 2-3 little dings right there, but other than that, I mean, the entire body is really solid. The interior is also really good for, I think, an old car. You know, it was really dirty when I bought it, but I did a full deep cleaning to it, took out like the seats and everything. I'll throw up some pictures, like a little slideshow up on the screen of kind of just like the little progress that I have going on with this car since I got it. Carpets are pretty good for what they are. We tried doing like a deep cleaning and everything. I might have to do like some steam cleaning to take out like all the stains and stuff, but we tried to do it like as best as possible. It was way much worse than this. There was like a lot of spills and everything, but I think we cleaned up the interior pretty good for what it looks like right now. So like, overall, like the interior is really nice. The passenger seat is really good for, you know, the year. The driver's seat is starting to show some wear, but all the foams are still good, so I could get this reupholstered at one point. I do have the door panel. It's actually right there sitting in my garage, because the key lock is like jammed, so that's like another problem. So I have to open up the car with a central locking that it has on the trunk, but I'm gonna repin that stuff and everything. I think they sell like a rebuild kit for the lock, and we'll rebuild that. Like the headliner is good, no sagging or anything. All this stuff is good. It has a little small tear right there, but everything is honestly like in really good shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up for you guys, give you guys a little start, and just show you guys what the engine sounds like. So here, let me show you guys the engine bay. I did detail it and everything, so that's probably why it looks a lot cleaner, but it was just so dirty because this car was out in the desert, and I think I should probably turn off the car because it's kind of hard for me to speak into the camera. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but it sounds really good. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. So I detailed like the whole engine bay and stuff, and I cleaned it up as much as possible, and I think it's pretty clean for what it is. You know, like I said, I did all the basic maintenance to it, oil change, new air filter, did a full coolant flush on it and everything. I'm gonna change the coolant again because I can almost certain you that this coolant is probably dirty. I am gonna change the expansion tank as well. It's really crusty, so just to clean up the engine bay a little bit more, just I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a little bit of particles in there, so I just want to make sure that everything is cool and fresh. I do have the full timing belt kit inside my room, so we're gonna be doing that pretty soon. I'm just gonna take my time with it because I know it is a pretty tedious job. So I think it comes with like a valve cover, gasket. It comes with a water pump, thermostat. I don't think it comes with any coolant, so I'm gonna have to buy some. Comes with a timing belt. It comes with a bunch of stuff to do like a lot of maintenance on it, and I think after that it should be pretty solid as far as like maintenance goes, and then I think we could jump into everything else. So lastly, like I was telling you guys, I do want to do a test fit of the brand new wheels that I bought for my E30. Honestly, like ever since I got an E30, I've always really loved these wheels, and you guys might think that they're a little bit played out, but I think with the specs that I got and everything, and once I dial in like the fitment, I don't know why the camera's a little bit blurry, but let me focus it. There we go. But once like I dial in like the fitment and everything, I think this car is just gonna look so good. I love these wheels, and especially on this color of cars. So I think this has to be like my second set of like favorite wheels and stuff, aside from like the T37s. Like I think the TEs look really good on a black car, but the wheels that I got for this car I think are just like perfect, and it's gonna suit this car. Like just trust me guys, it's gonna look just as good as my E90. Once we do like everything to it, this car's gonna look amazing. So I'm gonna go get the wheels real quick. I'm probably just gonna get one, and then we'll test fit it. Actually we'll do like two at a time, just on one side, just to show you guys what the car's gonna look like. I know it's like super monster truck height right now, so it's kind of pointless to do a test fit, but I just want to eyeball it and see where I'm at as far as like fitment. I think I'm gonna need some spacers and everything, so let me go grab the wheels real quick. Whew, that was pretty heavy. All right, ta-da! Here are the new wheels. I know that kind of sucked, but let's unbox them. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got some bore bits, 16x9, offset 15, squared all around, so it should be the same on every corner, and I think it should be some very nice fitment. I wanted to go with 16x9 all around because the size that they offer for the front is like 16 by 7.5, I think, and they're not deep dish like this, and I'm really like a big fan of like the deep dish look, so I wanted to go deep dish all around. So I might have to run some camber in the front, but I'm gonna match the camber in the front and in the rear. So I do have the air suspension, and has ground control camber plates on the top, so I should be able to dial in the fitment in the front once we get the air suspension on. But the rear, I know it's different for the E30s. I don't think they have camber arms like E90 do and everything, so might be a little bit harder to dial it in the rear, but if we could get like the perfect spacer size, I think we should be able to do it. And then just playing with the front camber plates, I think the fitment should be pretty nice once we get the air suspension installed. So with that being said, let's get these bad boys on the car. Well, I mean, the cool thing about the monster truck height is that I don't have to use a low profile jack, because mine actually started to give out, so I'm gonna have to use the larger jack right here, which is cool because we got a monster truck. So that one's unfortunately dead. So a little bit more right out there. Now jack. Boom. Ooh. Ooh. And I should probably turn the steering wheel because it's gonna be a little bit funky. So, all right, back to it. That should be pretty good. Alright, so now we need a rag. Oops, this is stuck in here. Get a rag. Probably need another one. Let's see, another rag. One that's used. I think we'll just use this one. I don't really want to use this since it's microfabric, but whatever. Alright, so we're just gonna get some 2x4s. I think this is actually 2x3, but it should work. Let's see, another long one, another short one. Use this one, and that should be pretty good. the piece of wood and the towels on the floor, and now I'm gonna throw on the wheels and see how they look and what we need as far as like spacers go. I think the front might rub against the strut. That kind of happened with my e30s, so I hope that's not the case with these. They are a lower offset, so they might fit or they might not, and we might need a spacer, but we'll see, because the strut is kind of close to the hub right here. That's why I only worry about it. But let's go ahead and grab one wheel and throw it on the car. We're gonna need some hub centric rings. So I don't know if you guys see, but the bore size is a little bit smaller on the hub from the E30. So yeah, we're gonna need some hub centric rings. So I'm gonna order them, but we're still gonna test fit it and see how they fit. But it's definitely not safe to drive like that, so we're gonna get this plug in. And yep, I knew it, they weren't gonna fit, so we are gonna need some spacers to actually get these wheels to fit on the car. Yeah, I think it's pretty much hitting. I don't think, oh, it's just a little bit, so we might be able to drop it on the floor. But I think if I really want some pretty good clearance, I'm probably gonna need like a 5mm spacer or maybe a 10 or so. But I'm still gonna drop it on the floor. I'm gonna get the one on the rear, and then we're gonna drop it on the floor and just see how the car sits and just see how much they poke out. It's pretty significant. Okay. All right, we got both wheels on now, and I think, damn, this one's actually pretty close to the spring. Let's see, we have clearance all around. Looks pretty good, but it is pretty darn close. I think it should be good to drop. I just gotta make sure that we have the wood in the correct place, and then I'm gonna drop it slowly. So I'm gonna set the camera down. So here's one last shot, what it looks like. It's just kind of weird seeing it without the tires, but I feel like once everything's all dialed in and the fitment is like perfect and the car is slammed to the floor, these wheels are gonna look really, really good. I got the stock wheels back on the E30. Just wanted to do a quick test fit today just to see how they were gonna fit and just make sure that, you know, I know what spacers I'm probably gonna be using. I think I'm gonna run maybe about like a 10mm or 5mm just to begin with. I'm probably just gonna buy like a whole set of spacers and then just kind of try whatever's gonna probably fit best. But I think honestly, like, my best bet at this point is to getting the air suspension installed on the car and then just air it out like on the wood, just like how I test fitted it, and then just see where I'm gonna need a spacer. For sure, obviously the front is gonna need a spacer just because there's like absolutely no clearance from the strut and stuff. But you know, once we get all that stuff, like the spacers and everything, I think the wheels should look really, really good on the car. So I'm gonna take my time with everything. Right now I really want to knock out the maintenance on the car. I'm probably gonna start working on the timing belt sometime this week and just get that water pump, thermostat, valve cover, gasket. Make sure that all the maintenance on this engine is perfect before we get into like any super crazy modifications on the car, just because, you know, maintenance always comes first before any like mods and stuff. I know I picked up a bunch of parts and stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna install anything until the car is like 100%. Although it does run really good, I just still want to have that peace of mind that, you know, there's some maintenance done to the car. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. I hope you guys really like the new project. If you guys don't, just give it some time, and I promise you guys that this E30 is going to be awesome, and it's going to look just as good as my E90. I think I'm really going to take my time with actually buying a newer car. I'm not really sure what I'm decided on just yet, but I think I'm going to build my E30, and I think I'm just going to have some fun with this car because I absolutely love E30s. This is actually my third one. I have the convertible, the V8, and now this one, which is pretty much going to be my daily driver. So I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, build it, make it look really nice, respray the car, do Euro bumpers and all this stuff. So it's going to be a long journey with this. So I just wanted to present it to you guys on the channel at least, and then just so you guys know what we're going to be working on in the upcoming months. So we're going to get back to the V8 as well. As soon as I get a new engine, I'm probably going to pick up another car with this engine, and then we're going to pull it out, just so it's a lot easier to move everything over, and we should be able to finish this project like no problem, because all the hard stuff is literally like out of the way. All the brake booster stuff, that was like very difficult, but all that stuff is already sorted out. Everything is where it's supposed to be. The only thing that's probably going to be hard is just to fabricate the headers on my own, but I think we could take care of that. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. The only issue right now is just going to be getting a new engine. So I'm going to find the perfect donor car, and then we're going to get everything inside the E30 and just get this thing running very soon. But obviously there's still a lot more work to do. Is just, you know, cleaning out this whole garage, making sure that we have a nice garage space, taking off the tile. There's going to be so many changes to this garage that it's going to be a lot better to actually like make videos in and stuff. It's just going to take a little bit of time until we get everything out of here and just, you know, make sure we're all good with some nice space and everything. So but anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys really like the new build, give me a thumbs up. If you guys like the wheels, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about them. But other than that, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.